Hey yo, what's up everybody? This is your boy Jay coming at you live once again. And today Instagram has some flower petals flowing around in the air. I believe it's because spring is coming here in New York. And just as the leaves are falling, my hair is down today. It's getting longer, so it's getting hard to prop it up with hair products. Hola Tati, ¿cómo están vocês? Tudo bem. Obrigado. What's going on, Kevin G? Good to have you guys. So today, continuing As the Man Thinketh by James Allen, and I'm going to be talking about vision and ideals. And today, the Beatles. So get ready, guys, because what's going on, Sammy? Today's chapter is absolutely mind blowing. What's going on, Ray? Good to have you, brother. What's going on, Abdulaziz? Visions and ideals. So let me get started without further ado. The dreamers are the saviors of the world. As the visible world is sustained by the invisible, so men, through all their trials and sins and sordid vocations, are nourished by the beautiful visions of their solitary, of their solitary dreamers. I'm sorry. Humanity cannot forget its dreamers. It cannot let their ideas fade and die. It lives in them. It knows them as the realities which it shall one day see and know. Good to have you, Kath. What's going on, baby? Thank you, Sammy. More wisdom for you as well. Appreciate it. So here, let me continue. To desire is to obtain. To aspire is to achieve. And James Allen here talks about composers, sculptors, poets, prophets, sages. He talks about Columbus. He talks about Copernicus and how they always had in their vision, in their mind, they always had a very clear vision of what they wanted to achieve, and ultimately they achieved it, right? And he says, here, you cherish your visions, and if you remain true to them, regardless of your conditions, regardless of your environment, your world will at last be built. So dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. My God, it's just so like overwhelming. Dream lofty dreams, my friends, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. The greatest achievement was at first and for a time a dream. The oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird waits in the egg, and the highest vision of your soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of realities. If words like this do not stir your soul, I don't know what will. If this doesn't move your emotions and get you to take action and just be who you are and express yourself at all times and just go out there and put yourself out in the world, I don't know what will. It just doesn't get any much more beautiful than this. And let me read you this long paragraph right here. Your circumstances right now may be uncongenial, but they shall not long remain so if you but you perceive an ideal and strive to reach it. You cannot travel within and stand still without. You cannot be visioning. You cannot have something inside of you that's moving your soul and stand still without. You cannot but help but take action and go after it. Whew. And he talks about an example. A youth hard pressed, working long hours in an unhealthy workshop, unschooled, lacking all the refinements the world can give. But he dreams better things. And as he builds up his mental idea, his ideal conditions, his vision is getting bigger and bigger inside of him until very soon, so altered has his mind become that the workshop can no longer hold him. he has become so out of harmony with his mentality that he falls out of his life as a garment is cast aside. And with the growth of opportunities which fit the scope of his expanding powers, he passes out of it forever. And years later, as a full-grown man, he's a man of influence, of power. Wow. The thoughtless, the ignorant, and the indolent, seeing only the apparent effects of things and not the things themselves, talk of luck, of fortune, and chance. Seeing a man grow rich, they say, how lucky he is. Observing another become intellectual, they exclaim, how highly favored he is. And noting the saintly character and wide influence of another, they remark, how chance aids him at every turn. They do not see the trials and failures and struggles which these men have voluntarily encountered in order to gain their experience, have no knowledge of the sacrifices they have made, of the undaunted efforts they have put forth, of the faith they have exercised that they might overcome the apparently insurmountable and realize the vision of their heart. My God. In all human affairs, there are efforts and there are results. And the strength of the effort is the measure of the result. And this is the last paragraph. The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become. And I jumped and skipped. I mean, the chapters in this book, they're like a page or two long, but every word is just so like powerful and precious that it's hard to summarize. So I just skipped and jumped as much as I could to be able to deliver your message. What's going on, Mejia? And I wanted to share a story about this the hard pressed youth working long hours at an unhealthy workshop. And it just made me think of myself and how I was a unhappy pharmacist locked inside a cubicle, not a cubicle, but locked inside the walls of a pharmacy for 10, 12 hours a day, and go in at the crack of dawn and come out at night, and not being able to see the sun in the summer and things like that. And they seem like such small things and we take them for granted, but when you miss them, you know that you don't belong there. And just like he said in this example, it took me years of building my mindset, building that ideal vision in my mind, and build it over time and grow up to that mindset for me to be able to shed my identity, for me to be able to cast aside the walls of the pharmacy that were confining me. And guys, I'm not sharing this to impress you with me. That's not my point. I'm just sharing my story, how it happened for me, and to let you all know that just what I did, so can you. You and I are no different. We all have the same amount of potential, which is infinite potential. We're all made of the same stuff. The universe, the whole universe is composed atomic. When you go down to the smallest division of what we can divide ourselves by into atoms, or nowadays, I don't know, I think they have smaller particles than atoms. We're all made exactly of the same material. We're just are different manifestations of the same material. Therefore, your potential is just as infinite and limitless as the universe's potential. So go out there, do what your heart pulls at you to do. You're going to face obstacles. The world is going to try to stand up against you. And it is up to you whether you're going to go back to conformity and play small with your life and your potential, or you're going to step forward, you're going to go through the fire, and you're going to triumph over your trials and tribulations to manifest your ideal life and live the life that you envision and that you hold dear in your heart and you have been wanting to live. It is up to you. It is your power, your choice. And with that, guys, I love you all very much for investing precious time every day with me every day. And I will share with you tomorrow more. And with that, this was your boy Jay. Once again, I love you and thank you for being here with me today. And look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.